Hello again. Right now I'm going to show you how to do the trick, the missing link, and a tutorial has already been done on this, so you can't be like, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you revealing this guy's card trick? It's already been revealed, so I don't have to worry about people complaining. But just a notifier. As you can see, this looks kind of like a mess right now, but there's quite a bit of setup. What you need to do is take out, I have right here, 4 cards. Any 4 cards, doesn't matter. Just take out 4 cards from one of these piles. I used this one, the B deck. Just take out 4 cards from the B deck and just put it aside. And like hide it so that way the spectator doesn't see. Because you need to have 4 equal piles of 12 in this deck. And of course you need to have the ace through king. The hell? Sorry, the ace through king of one suit of cards. I use the hearts in my video, I think. I'm going to use the spades in the tutorial. And then what you need is 1 card to force on the spectator from this suit. So I use 7 of spades for this tutorial. Let's put that right here. And then this deck requires a lot of setup. So take the cards, and what you need to do is, this is how you set up the deck. Put down 1 card, the ace of spades, then 1, 2, 3, and you put down the 2, 1, 2, 3, and then you put the 3, 1, 2, 3, put down the 4, 1, 2, 3, put down the 5, 1, 2, 3, put down the 6, and then you put down the 7, because you want this card to not be in the equation. You want this card to end up being flipped over, and then they see it and be like, oh, well, there's the card that I had. So it kind of throws them off. And then 1, 2 to keep it equal. The 8, 1, 2, 3. The 9, 1, 2, 3. The 10, 1, 2, 3. The jack, 1, 2, 3. The queen, 1, 2, 3. The king, 1, 2. Okay? Wait, yeah. 1, 2. Okay? So that's what the setup for the one pile looks like. And the setup for the other pile, just put the force card that you want on top. That's all you need. So you start off the trick by having the 2 decks here and saying, okay, I want you to select one of these decks. Either way, you're gonna force this deck on them. So if they choose this deck, say, okay, we're gonna use this deck. But if they choose this deck, say, okay, we're gonna use this one second, and just put it off to the side. Or we're gonna use this one later, and we're gonna use this one first, because you want them to choose this card first. So if they choose this one, good. If they choose this one, just say, okay, we're gonna use it later. So then you use this card, or this deck, and use any type of force you want. You can do riffle force. In my performance, I did a little overhand shuffle, so that way I can get the force card to the bottom. I did a Hindu force. Either way, just kind of do whatever you want to get that card to be forced on them. Just go like that, and then, okay, that's your card. And you give it to them however you want. So you can do a riffle force, stop right there, okay, and there's your card, any force you want. So you just give that card to them. Of course you're not showing it to them, or you're not looking at it, but, and then you just put that deck aside, you don't need it anymore. And then with this one, it's pretty much self-working after that, because all you have to do is just deal face up and then face down. Just don't mess up. And by mess up, I mean don't go like this and flip this over, or put this face down. It gets a little confusing after a while. But you always have to start with the face up. So it's always face up and then face down, not face down and face up. Otherwise it will kind of mess up the trick. So then face up, face down, face up, face down. And while I'm doing this, I usually like to give the spectator a notice saying I might mess up. So, oh, look at, see right there. So that's what throws them off, is that they see the same card that they have, and they're like, wait a minute. And they think that you messed up, because they're like, how are you gonna find your card, their card, if it's right here? So you just keep going like this. I like to tell a spectator I might mess up, so just like hold on, just bear with me because I might mess up. It gets confusing doing this. And so, of course, like before you deal them face up, face down, you say, okay, I'm gonna deal face up, face down to narrow down the card selection, and I'm gonna try and find your card that way. And then you say, okay, I deal 2 piles, one face up, one face down, and I want you to choose one of these piles. If they choose this pile, say, okay, we're gonna get rid of this pile. And most likely they're gonna choose this pile because it has their card in it, or the same card that they chose. If they choose this pile, say, okay, we're going to use this pile. Either way, you're going to force this pile on them because this one has all the spades in it. So, like this, and then you just get rid of this pile, put it off to the side. Excuse me. And then you deal face up, face down again. So, like that, face up, face down. And what you're doing here is you're separating all the cards that aren't the same suit as their card. You're separating those cards from the other cards, so that way all of the spades or whatever suit you're using can be right here. See, ace, all those cards. Wait, yeah, okay. And then what you do is you say, okay, I have 2 more piles, and I'd like you to just select one of these piles. If they choose this pile, you say, okay, we're going to use this pile and take this one away. If they choose this pile, then you say, okay, we're going to take this one away. Either way, again, you're forcing this pile on them. So they might think that they have free choice and that they think that they're choosing what piles they want, but actually you're just telling them to choose the pile that you want them to choose. So then you get rid of this pile, and then you just have this one and say, you can just like flip them over and show them that they're all the same suit as their card. Or you can say, if I just snap my fingers, if I flick the deck, wave my hand, whatever. I do the snap my fingers thing. But whatever you want, it's all presentation from here. So you can say, okay, so these, however many cards right here, are going to reveal what card what your card was or is. And you slide it or flip it over and slide, or here, so you guys can see. So then you're like, oh, look at, there's the ace, 2, the 3, excuse me, the 4, the 5, the 6. Wait, where's the 7? 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Why is there no 7? That must be your card. And sure enough, it is. It is a really great trick. It gets them every single time. They're always like, what? How'd you do that? So I recommend doing it. It's not that hard of a trick. It's just a hassle to get the setup right. Or not get the setup right, just get the setup done. Because you can't just walk up to them and do it. You have to kind of have it set up. Also, in the beginning of the trick, if you want, you can shuffle it. You can shuffle this one with the force card in it, just to make sure that this one's on top. The force card's on top. But the one that you set up, you have to be careful. You can only do false cuts and false shuffles, so you don't disturb the order. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys learned a new trick. Comment, rate, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.